Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a scary topic. That topic's going to be how automated trucks are going to change the world. Now, if you're listening to me right now, that means that you are curious about what's actually going to be happening in the future with trucking. Should I get my CDL license now? Is it over? Am I not going to be able to drive a truck when I actually get my CDL license? I'm going to answer all those questions for you, right? Before we actually get into how it's going to shape the world, if it does come in, let's give you the actual facts of what's actually happening, right? So I've been speaking to a lot of different experts in this field. Everyone has many different opinions out there, and this is what my personal opinion is when it comes to automated trucks. One, are they coming? Yes. How fast are they coming? I think 10 to 15 years from now is when they're actually going to be a real reality. When you actually look at it, people have been talking about flying cars since you know when? The 60s. And do we have flying cars yet? Absolutely not. So of course anybody with technology thinks it's going to happen a lot faster than what it is. I mean, just look at the movie Back to the Future. There's flying cars there, and we are way past all that time and we still don't have any of the technology. What is going to actually take so long? One is actually going to be the infrastructure that you need. So when it comes to self-driving vehicles and automated vehicles, the infrastructure of the actual country would have to change, especially things like on the East Coast and very busy cities, and it's going to take a very long time to actually get that done. The other thing that a lot of people are not talking about is going to be the political view of what's going to be happening here, right? So say self-driving trucks do happen. Now, what actually happens on the politics side? Because you now know we're in a presidential campaign and that's coming in pretty soon. What's going to happen is there's about 3 million truck drivers. Those are just truck drivers. There's a lot more people in the trucking industry that will get affected if this does go into effect. Now, when you look at politicians, whether it's Congress or president, they only have one job. And their job is to keep their job, which means keep the votes coming in their name and keeping people happy. So if that's the case, are they willing to piss off 3 million plus voters because now they're going to kick everybody out of the job? Probably not. So now you're going to think, okay, well, where has this happened in the past? And when you actually look at history, this has happened already when it comes to airplanes. Airplanes have been flying themselves for 30 years itself. A lot of people think the pilots still have to land and take off. They don't. Pilots legit, all they have to do is press the button and then sit back and just watch the monitors. By law, you still need a pilot in the cockpit. And that being said, why do you think there's going to be any difference when it comes to tractor trailers? Now, take something even more simple, a train. Trains can pretty much go on their own when you think about it. But by law, you still need a conductor in the train to actually operate everything moving forward. Hey, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy. We have an amazing video for you today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below for this video, and let's get started. So that being said, in this crazy world that everyone's thinking self-driving trucks are going to be coming next year, not going to happen. It's going to be a lot longer than expected, and even if it does come, this is what would happen if they get what they want, right? So the main thing is that you do have to understand what they're proposing is that these trucks will run 24/7. And that's not likely to do because one, a lot of them are saying it's going to be electrical, and there's a lot of electrical challenges that actually have to happen. To give you an example, if you're going to make all these trucks electrical, just the grid that you need to charge all these trucks, there is zero infrastructure for that. To give you an example, in California they mandated people only buy electric cars. And then a few months later they wound up saying, hey, no one can charge their electric cars after a certain time of night because the grid can't handle it. Think about the craziness behind that. Now these trucks are going to be a lot bigger, the batteries are going to be a lot bigger itself, so it's probably not practical, at least not with the technology that we know today. The next thing is going to be what's actually going to happen to shipping routes. So when it comes to automated trucks, you are going to have a person inside the vehicle, and that's what's happened with all other transportations that's been out there before. And when you do have that person inside the vehicle, it's going to reduce the actual time of 24 hours. Maybe in those long routes, maybe you're driving through Texas or something like that, I can see something where, hey, you put it on autopilot, the driver goes to take a nap, and then it wakes up and he kind of went a couple hundred miles overnight, and things are all working smoothly. Kind of like what you see in the spaceship movies like Star Wars or something like that. They just put it into hyperspace, they kind of chill out, and then they get out of hyperspace type of situation. So if that does happen, then of course these trucks can actually get going. But running a truck 24/7, there's still going to be wear and tear. There's still going to be tires that need to be changed. There's still going to be brakes that need to be changed. All of a sudden, these trucks are just not going to stop and not going to break down anymore. So understanding how that works is going to be super important. So long story short, it's really not going to change that much. The infrastructure would have to change completely, and in order for that to happen, there's going to be a lot of money has to be spent, and then things have to go through the government chains. As you know, it takes a lot longer than expected. So if you're worried about self-driving trucks coming over and taking over the world or anything like that, it's definitely not going to be something that happens in any near future. You can get a CDL license today, work your butt off for 10 years, and retire for the rest of your life, and you should be good to go before these things even become a reality. Because then you even talk about things that most people aren't talking about, which is like cybersecurity. What happens if you're transporting a vehicle with no driver inside and somebody hacks into the vehicle and takes the cargo? What's that even going to look like? There's a lot more questions right now than there are answers, and I know a lot of people are going to be out there kind of putting fear into you, but don't listen to them. Think about the flying cars that should have been here already, according to the people who were predicting back in the 1960s. That being said, if you're looking to get a CDL license, right now is the best time to get your CDL license. Come to the best school, cdldrivingacademy.com. We're open up 7 days a week. We also have guaranteed training courses, which means that we can guarantee that you walk away with the CDL license that you're after. How does that work? We'll give you over 100 hours of training plus unlimited tries at the test itself, right? And then the other thing that we can actually offer you is a payment plan. So $500 down can get you started. We can work on an interest-free payment plan for the rest. So I thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't worry about self-driving trucks. They ain't coming anytime soon. Let's get you on the road to freedom with your CDL license today. Thanks. cdldrivingacademy.com. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.